quem viaja tem que ter um espírito, ou deve ter um espírito aberto ao conhecimento, ao dar-se com as pessoas, ao sentir o que é que as pessoas nos podem agradecer. Nós somos seres humanos em construção. Percebe inglês? Em geral? I'm going to speak in English. Everyone understand?
Okay. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So for you also
Okay,
to
okay,
understand.
yeah, okay.
Here, the motorcycle could join here people that never met. I met Kris by the Facebook 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
Yeah? And Kris is here. Kris is a Canadian. He's 1 year on motorcycle, traveling, enjoying, being himself, choosing his way, and we meet, and what happens? We build on us something that the books cannot teach you. Okay? Ricardo, eu estou a falar em inglês para ele poder perceber, okay? Não levem mal. Ricardo told you about stories that they are part of him, that he experienced. And I'm going to tell you about one story that I experienced in 2007, maybe, in Portugal, in the north of Portugal, in a small village that I was passing by with my bike with some friends, and a little boy, look at us with big eyes, motorcycles for that boy, maybe in television or magazines, or it was a dream. I stopped and I asked him, have you been near motorcycles one in your life? No, the first time. Everyone stops. And we take maybe 1 hour with the boy, 2 boys in the village only, small boys. Each one take this cap and give one to him and the other to the friend. I know this is a story that it's a long time ago and it's in my heart. And I know in the heart of that boy, he will remember that some guys with motorcycles, they are part of his life also, of his memories. Okay? So, traveling is to experience, to feel. It's not needed to go to Picos de Europa if you want to say I had a big traveling with my motorcycle. In Portugal, you can do it very well, like Ricardo said. It's not the numbers of miles that we do. It's the amount of energy that miles, positive energy, that those miles give to you. Now I'm going to invite, if you want,
Sure.
of course,
Yes.
Kris to share his experience here in Portugal.
Thank you. First off, I want to say thank you for having me. And you're right about the motorcycle community, how it just brings people together. And meeting Ricardo, guys like you give guys like me the inspire us to do what we do. And so I've been in Portugal over a month, in Spain, so I don't speak the language. So many days I'm on my translator. and I get by, and I never wanted more to learn Portuguese than listening to you, because I know there's so many stories there, but I could see it in your face, and even the emotion from you. I mean, as men, we're often taught we can't show emotion, but these trips bring that out in you. I have it right now, I'm getting goosebumps. There's been so many times I've left places and met people, and it's far more than a motorcycle journey, right? You know that. Everybody here that rides a motorcycle. Yes, people in vans experience things, and so thank you. I wish I could have heard your words, but I'm gonna get the book, and I wanna learn more. So, but to back up,
you know, Portuguese has been a code language in World War II.
Yeah, is that right?
So, yeah, not many people in the world that speak it.
So just to back up a bit, so I'm from Canada. My name's Kris Hall. When I was a little boy, I was a little boy on a mini bike, and I used to go on my travels, and I would come home and tell my mom stories of the people I met, the hot dog I had, the cookie that someone gave me, and most often I was by myself, but I was never by myself. It always felt like going on your own. Not that there's anything against the trip, but going on my own, it gave you the opportunity to meet people. So now, 54 years later, I tell people, well, I was a boy on a mini bike, I'm now a man on a motorcycle, right? And believe it or not, I didn't ride a motorcycle on the street for almost 20 years, but when I turned 50, I wanted to be like the Wild Hogs, you know the movie? For 1 month. And so I rented a motorcycle. I had honestly never seen a GS in my life, right? Brand new gear, everything. I'm in Australia. And it changed my life, like it truly did. And it's more than a motorcycle ride. It's more than, you can be a motocrosser, you can be a street biker, you can meet people, you go places, you're tenting. To me, it's the most amazing sport in the world, right?
Okay.
So anyways, where I wanted to get started was, I always had this dream of going around the world, but most people, including my family, you can't do that. You know, it's crazy. You can't go here. You can't go there. You can't. I remember I went to Colombia. My guys at work put stickers on my locker because they thought I would never come home. The world's not as dangerous as everybody thinks. So things happened in life, and I decided my parents are healthy. My kids are at an age they don't need their dad and mom anymore. Mom and I have been divorced a long time. There's no girlfriend except for the girl out here. So I decided if something doesn't happen, if life doesn't change, I'm going to change it. So things happen. I always say, I don't think things happen for a reason. I think things happen, you make your reasoning. So my work wanted to take away part of my pension. A few things happened, and I just decided, that's it. So I went to my parents and said, I'm going to do this. What? You can't do this. No, you can do this, right? So within 7 days, my house was sold. I quit my job. And I remember the moment I went for a motorcycle ride and decided that I'm going to do this, right? And a lot of opposition from people, but I tell people all the time, it's that you have one life, right? And if it's play guitar, play it. If it's ride a motorcycle around the world, ride it, right? If it's, you know what I mean, right? So what has started off as a motorcycle journey is now a life of freedom, of meeting people and doing things. I've met the most incredible people. 1 year ago right now, I was living on a farm in Canada that started off with, hi, how are you? You know, I met her at the gas station that I met here. You want to come back and meet my husband? 16 days later, you know, I'm part of the family and birthing. It was a joke. I called them baby cows. They're calves, right? And you know, from there, I met people who gave me their snowmobiles and their houses, and you know, I made it all the way to Tuktoyaktuk and met Aboriginal people that took me in, and the challenges of the Dempster Highway alone, and no one was there, and it's been an amazing journey. And I thought when I left, you know, I'm a guy, I've seen a lot of things, my eyes are open, but my eyes continue to open like every day, right? Every day. And when I make a video, there are times when you are emotional, I get it, because the next day I look terrible because I've been listening to songs, editing a video, with incredible things that happen, and this journey's made me think that it's not about the fancy car, it's not about the big house. I had that once, you know, and you know, I wouldn't have been here if I didn't make the mistakes I made. Trust me, I made a lot of mistakes in life, right? But at this age, and that's why I think that we get wiser as we get older, but they were so unimportant, all those things growing up. I think of sometimes the money I spent on fancy doors and fancy things, and it doesn't matter. Now I live on a motorcycle with a $45 Bunsen burner, and I couldn't be happier, you know. And the decision that I made to do this will change me forever, you know, and it's only beginning. I thought it would be a 4-year journey, but so what I did, I left and I made it all the way to the Beaufort Sea. I swam in the Arctic Ocean. 2 o'clock in the morning, it was as bright as this, and no one was around, so I went naked and did my thing, and I was gonna go to Patagonia and swim in the Antarctic, but life changes, and that's something I've learned about, you know, from these journeys. There is, not animosity, adversity. You know what that means? Things happen, you know, things happen all the time, but I've just decided that whatever happens that day, you know, you're gonna make your reason, right? And if you treat your adventure that, what if my bike breaks? What if I get a flat tire? What if my drone breaks? What if I lose it? Yeah, you'll drive yourself crazy, right? Things are going to happen, you know? Mm-hmm. But the look that I see on people's faces that never rode a motorcycle in their life, they just look at you like, but I'm not doing anything different than they can't do, right? So that's kind of where my message is going. It's just, it's not the life for everyone. Not everyone wants to live on a motorcycle. Maybe it's a van, you know. I go 2 weeks, sometimes I don't shower when I was in the Arctic, and my mom will say, oh, what kind of life is that? But it's the life that I chose for me, right? And as it grows, it's just, I'm repeating myself, but it's been an amazing journey to meet people like you. And to end it, my experience in Portugal, I'd already heard about the people, so it was not a surprise for me to feel the Portuguese way, right? My biggest question is, where is all the young people? Seems like every town I drive through, it's all the older generation. But I've spent time here at people's houses, Spain too, where I'm a guest. I'm a B&B person the first night, and I'm a guest the next couple nights. And the videos become a bit about their families. Like sometimes it's farm life, sometimes it's a hobbit hut I just spent in the Escula. And each time you leave, I always say, for every good adventure, every great adventure that ends, there's a new beginning. Right? Sometimes it's hard. You'll know, you meet people, you form these relationships, and it makes you grow, and it makes you a different person. And like I'm just, since I left, I think the guys from work, if they could hear me talk now, it's like it just changes who you are. You see what's important in life, right? And right now it's a little bit difficult with the war going on. I just did a video. Sometimes I find it hard that here I am living the biggest adventure of my life, right? And there's people that are going through hell, right? You know, but we can't let one dictator or one, I won't even say Russians, it's not Russia, it's just some people. So I thought about stopping, but we can't, you know, and I said in my video yesterday, I thought about stopping, I can't and we can't, right? So I'm gonna continue on and see what you've seen through your eyes. I'm new at this, and I'm just getting started, but I'm going to read your book. I'd love to talk to you more, but my message is this: it's just whatever it is you want to do in life, you only have one life to live, right? Whatever that is, and nothing is too crazy within your means, right? You can't, you know, you just can't say I'm going to get a 40-foot yacht and travel the world, but if it's within your means, don't listen to anyone. Do what you want to do in life, right? And it's not so crazy to live on a motorcycle or live in a van.
And just keep bringing your goodwill message. That's all.
Yeah.
Do your tiny part of it. If every one of us do a tiny part of it, the world maybe can be better. You know,
for sure.
It's very simple.
Yeah.
Just do what you have to do.
Yeah. It's the people that I meet. I learn something every time I'm somewhere. Like every time, and so many times I'm riding away thinking, okay, well now what? What do I do now? How can I just spent time at a farm, at a hobbit hut. At the hobbit hut, we were eating off their gardens and getting eggs, and a little girl would come up. It was amazing. And we meet, right? You know, and that grows, and it just it's just been a great journey. And I hope to get around the world in the next 4 or 5 years, but realistically, I don't know. And the way I'm treating it is, if something happens tomorrow and I go home and I start there or do something different, you know? So, thanks for having me here. It's been a pleasure to, I wish I could listen. I'll have to.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
it's
no,
our fault.
I'm outnumbered here. yeah, so, but just.
Maybe you haven't missed much.
Yeah, no. Well,
you know about.
Well, you know what? I had no idea what you were talking about when you were emotional, right? But I can tell you
it's
that
just a couple of very, very touchy stories, you know.
I could tell so many, but my dad comes from Ireland, and I remember, this isn't on this journey, this was actually the journey that made me think I wanted to do this. I flew my motorcycle to Dublin, and I went to Czech Republic, all the way down to Croatia, back to Switzerland and out. So anyways, I went to town and I met this very nice older woman who I met on this journey again. And the first guy, I'm getting goosebumps, the first guy I met at the coffee shop in 2019 was there when I got there. And she gave me this bracelet. It's from Ireland because of our relationship that we formed for 3 days. And I lost it for 1 year. My son found it. And he's not the type, he doesn't really, I'm not saying anything bad, but for him to pick it up and take it home and put it in the garage and keep it, and because I said one day, I wish I had that back. But anyways, there's 20, 30 stories like this. So I get on top of the hill, I'm pouring my coffee, the heather, you know what I mean, the flower heather, I think it's here too. And I look around and I just broke down. I was like, I did it, I'm here, you know, and it's just a mountain and it's just the air and it's just something simple, but man, it was so good. Had my own little cry, and I've had that many times, you know, many times leaving places inside my helmet, I get a tear, and I used to hide it, and now I don't hide it anymore. You know, it's courageous. Yeah. So.
No reason.
Pardon?
No reason to.
No, there's no reason. No. I remember, this is off topic, but I had a girlfriend one time, and her father was one of the biggest, toughest men I'd ever seen. He loved his family. I would be afraid to cross anyone in that family. But at Christmas time, he would tell us stories, or like he would address his family about the year, and he would cry, you know, and it takes a lot of guts to do that, right? So, but anyways, the last thing I just wanted to say is coming to Portugal, I know I said this, I had already heard about the people, but I can't say enough about the culture, the people, the food, and I guess I'll finish with one story from, I've had so much bread and so much cheese, I can't believe it. And I keep saying tomorrow, I'm going to stop tomorrow, no more bread, no, I'm going to get back.
It's not possible in Portugal.
Yeah, because it's so good, and the wine too. I've come to appreciate many things, including the wine. But the other day I was having a sandwich, or no, I translated to this guy. I said, I want something small, but I don't want a ham and cheese toasted sandwich. Okay. So off he goes, and he comes back with a ham and cheese sandwich. So I don't want to offend him. It was good, and then as I'm leaving and I'm paying, I look over and his family's eating a cheeseburger and fries, and I'm like, oh. Anyways, thank you for having me.
Yeah.